Hi friends, we are in the series of the transmissions, and when it comes to the automatic transmissions, we have covered about the torque converter, the planetary gear system, pistons and clutches, hydraulics, and electronics involved in the automatic transmission. This video I will be briefing about the various types of the automatic transmissions available in the market, and I will be briefing about the difference between those four models available in the market. This figure represents the conventional type automatic transmissions what we have discussed in the previous videos. This is having a torque converter and the planetary gears and the weight clutches. Okay. Clutch actuation occurs to the hydraulic fluid, and one of the three members of the planetary gears is held, and the input will be given from one unit and output will come to this other unit, so the drive is transmitted. This is the conventional automatic transmission fitted in almost all higher capacity machines, that is mining machines and construction machines. What are the pros and cons of this transmission? First of all, the advantages: it is very smooth in shifting and it gives the good torque multiplication, and it can easily coast in very steep gradients also without damaging the internal components. The drawbacks or the cons is like the comparatively lower fuel economy when compared with the mechanical transmission. This has low fuel economy because of the complicated design. This is the drawback, the design factors, and also the high cost involvement. The next type of transmission is automated manually shift transmission. See this line diagram. This is exactly as the manual synchronous gearbox. You see this manual synchronous gearbox? This one. This has the mechanical clutch. There is no torque converter involved. Okay. But the difference is the clutch application, that is the clutch operation, and the gear shifting operation will be taken care automatically through electronics or the electro hydraulics. What happens? Instead of pressing the pedal manually as and when required, the clutch actuator operates through the hydraulic fluid. The clutch actuator is connected again to the solenoids, what we discussed. So there will be transmission control module, there will be a hydraulic component, there will be a hydraulic pump. The job of the clutch operation and the gear shifting from one range to the other range will be taken care by a unit called mechatronics. You can see the design of the shape of the mechatronics. This is fitted on the top of the transmission. All these forks comes and sits here. You can see this like this. The forks comes and sits here. Okay, here you can see the forks. In case of manual transmission, we used to press the clutch with the pedal with the leg and move this selector forks with the lever by hand. In case of this automated manual transmission, these two operations will be done through this mechatronics. This particular unit is having inside the hydraulic fluid, one TCM and some solenoids and hydraulic pump, everything is there. So again the TCU takes the signals from the various components of the vehicle, process the same and send the signals to the various solenoids to operate the clutch and to shift the gears as per the dynamic driving conditions. The main advantage is driver is free from clutch operation, gear selection. Okay, and this transmission also is having the provision to, if required, you can shift, you can have the manual shifting mode also for this. The advantage of this transmission is it's very low cost compared to the conventional automatic transmission, and because the mechanism construction involved is the technology involved and the components involved in the transmission is comparatively lesser, definitely there will be low fuel consumption compared to the conventional automatic transmission. The disadvantage or the drawbacks of this transmission is jerky operation, like the mechanical gearbox, and slow response. It takes a lot of time between the gear shifts. That's a drawback, and it is limited to the very light commercial vehicles. Some manufacturers call it as also AGS transmission, that is auto gear shifting transmission. The other model of the automatic transmission is the dual clutch transmission. Looks like this. Dual clutch. There are two clutches are there. These are also mechanical clutches only, not the hydraulic clutches. How this transmission works? Okay. You can see this clutches. This is one set of clutch. Here of course is a multiple clutch, but generally we will be having two single plate clutches in majority of the transmissions. Maybe in higher capacity transmissions there will be multiple disc clutches are there, but this is not the torque converter. This is one set of clutch, this is one set of clutch. You closely observe here, this is having two main shafts, the green one and the red one. The two main shafts are connected to the two different clutches. The green one is connected to this green clutch, the red one is connected to this red clutch. These are the clutch springs. Here is a clutch spring, and if we observe this, the inner shaft, let us say the shaft number 1, is connected to all the odd number of gears, that is gear ratio number 1, gear ratio number 3 and gear ratio number 5. If you see the outer shaft, a hollow shaft, inner one is the solid and the outer one is the hollow shaft connected to the even number of gears, that is 2, 4, 6. There is a separate mechanism for the reverse gears. Either it will be connected to this set of gears, hollow shaft, or sometimes even to the solid shaft. The balance mechanism, remain mechanism, everything like a mechanical synchronized gearbox. See the synchronizing units here everywhere, and again the levers, you can see the levers. The beauty of the transmission is like what we have seen in the mechatronics in the AMT, that is automated manual transmission. You have the mechatronics here also. Mechatronics means these mechanical components are operated through the electronics and hydraulic components. You have this operation set here. Sometimes, yeah, it may be the top portion of this thing, right? So how it functions? Suppose here also there is no need to press the clutches and no need to shift the gears manually. How it operates? If you want to move the vehicle from the rest position, this clutch is pressed through the mechatronic mechanism and the first gear is engaged to this synchronizing unit. The lever movement takes place through the electromechanical system. As the speed increases, the speed is sensed by the TCM, transmission control module, and disconnects this clutch immediately. This disconnects this gear immediately and disconnects this clutch and simultaneously engage the second clutch. Remember, disconnects this clutch and simultaneously engage the second clutch. When they engage the second clutch, again this second gear will come into running. Immediately this particular synchronizing unit is moved towards the second gear, okay, to give the drive to this shaft, second gear. Like this, drive will go to output from here. Then from second to third, again this clutch is disengaged and this drive is disengaged. This is engaged. Again it go and shifts this from one. This lever, whatever is neutral, go and engage this third gear. Then third to fourth, this is disengaged, this clutch is disengaged, and fourth will be engaged here. See, 1, this will move like that, this clutch is engaged. 2, this becomes to neutral, this move like this clutch get engaged. 3rd, this will become neutral, then this goes forward, engaging this clutch by disengaging the green clutch. Then 5th, both will be neutral, this goes there and attach this thing, okay, engaging this clutch, first clutch. Then 6th, this comes backside and this goes and engages the 6th gear, engaging this clutch, okay. Then reverse. So like this, the dual clutch transmission works. This dual clutch transmissions also mainly fitted in the light and medium commercial vehicles and passenger vehicles. The advantages of this dual clutch transmission is it's a quick, because of the mechanism available, it quickly moves from one gear to other gear and quickly changing the clutches. Then seamless shifts. Seamless shift, when the vehicle is running itself, it shifts automatically, and it is fuel efficient because the mechanism involved is very simple here, like the mechanical gearbox. The disadvantage is this cannot be used beyond certain capacity of the vehicles. It can be used up to the medium commercial vehicles, but surely cannot be used in the mining applications and construction applications. But it is comparatively expensive compared to the automated manual transmission, and its reliability is fairly, you can say, its reliability is fairly better compared to the AMC. But another of the automatic transmission is called CVT, continuously variable transmission. This transmission is very simple among all the automatic transmissions, and this is fitted in the light commercial and passenger vehicles in majority of the cars, and the very simple form of the CVT is fitted in the scooters and motorcycles. Let's have a look about one of the CVT. This is the housing. This too has the torque converter. This has the forward clutch. It is a set of gears. Normally it will be a set of planetary gears, whatever may be the gear mechanism. So the power transfer mechanism from engine to the transmission input shaft via the torque converter. Okay. Then from here, this is the main important function portion of the CVT, continuously variable transmission. This will be having again the transmission control module, oil pump, then the pulley. This is very simple form of automatic transmission. Works basically on the principles of conical pulleys. The very simple is, consider this is the drive pulley and this is the driven pulley. So here's the highest torque is given at the driven pulley because the speed of the driven pulley is much lesser than the driving pulley, because the diameter of the drive pulley is less compared to the diameter of the driven pulley in this case. As the vehicle speed increases and load drops down, this one is the fixed and another is the having the movement one. Same way, one is the fixed plate and the other one is the moving one. One of this, the moving one, will move like this. When it is moving like this, automatically through the system of the transmission, this moves inwards. This is moving outward and this is moving the inward. As it moves inwards, its diameter increases. See, when it is moved fully inside, the diameter is increased and its diameter is fully reduced. For example, in the drive pulley is rotating 10 revolutions and driven pulley is rotating 1 revolution here. So it has suddenly become reverse. So it is rotating 1 revolution, it may rotate 10 revolutions. That's how The speed varies from drive to driven. The movement of this, the change of the diameter, I again tell you, happens through the movement of these conical plates. The movement of conical plates will be done through the hydraulic mechanism inside this housing. Again, this hydraulic mechanism will be done through the transmission control module, solenoids, etc., 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 depending upon the road condition, driving condition, engine load, etc. So this is the simplest form of transmission. You can see the torque converter also is available here. And the advantages of the transmission: it's reliable compared to the dual clutch transmission, and affordable because of its simple design, smooth in operation because there will not be any gear changes, okay, and fuel efficient. The drawbacks of this transmission is very slow pickup, and there is a possibility, not possibility, there will be some slippage of the belt drive, so losing some power, okay. Annoying because very slow pickup, uninspiring when driving hard and limited to the light duty vehicle, but it is limited to very light duty vehicles like the small cars and the motorcycles, but not at all suitable even to the medium commercial vehicles and goods vehicles. These are the various types of automatic transmissions available in the market. Hope this literature is useful to you guys. 3 pages. In case you have any queries, please contact me through the email. Next videos will be focusing on the differentials in the drive line.